So it's finally here, the F86 from Mirce, and all the way from Serbia. So it took 4 weeks to get here, 1 month, and let's open it up and see. Okay. So seems pretty well packed, and hopefully everything is inside. So very excited to get stuck into the build. So we've got all of the parts out of the box. There's a list, all of the parts, and they're all numbered, as you can see. So on the bench is all the fuselage parts, so that's good. Unfortunately, there was a couple of pieces that were broken, as you can see in there. A couple of pieces what were broken, but we'll be able to glue those back together. And I also have got the wing templates there. There's all the different parts for the wing, and I've also got the finishing set and all the 3D printed parts, the G10 horns and so forth, so aluminium stuff as well. So far so good, and here's going to be my workbench. I'm just centering in with a line, and I've got some aluminium angle that I'll just use to keep everything straight and nice and level. So let's go. Okay, I have started doing the fuselage. Everything is just fitted, it's not glued. I'm slowly working my way down and slowly putting all the feet on and getting all the bits I need out. And I've got my glues, my pegs and my clips and clamps and everything. So there's another part of the fuse that I've just been gluing together and ready to put in a few more parts. So yeah, great little setup. I've used a melamine board, kitchen board, on top of a nice surface, flat surface, and I've leveled the table also and screwed down everything tightly so it can't move. So hopefully that will give a good straight fuselage. So okay, let's crack on. Okay, this is where I'm at so far. Everything is, the whole fuselage is roughly been put together, and got a couple of batteries weighing down to make sure everything keeps square, and that is where I'm at for the fuselage. So I'm going to start gluing soon, but first I'll finish the elevator and stabilizer section there, and then I've just finished the canopy. So there's the canopy. It's pretty straightforward, and a little bit of work, a little bit of trimming just to get it to fit nice and snug on top of the fuse, and just took my time. Okay, day number 2 of the fuselage build, F86 Sabre from Mirce, and build's going together well, and I've actually just glued the fuse, so everything's glued, As you can see, my level is there and it's nice and level. And let's also check the level this way. Okay, nice and level that way as well. Perfect. So I found a very useful tool for the build. I've been using this syringe. This is just an AliExpress syringe and it's just filled with Gorilla Glue. So this is my glue of preference, waterproof and bonds in 15 minutes. So you can really get cracking with this, and it's also quite filling as well. So it's gap filling. I can take off these clamps, this is dry. And this one over here, nice and dry. So I've opted for doing 2 halves of the fuselage because this is a massive plane. The table itself is 3 meters and I reckon I've got probably 10 centimeters left at the end there. So I've just put the blind nuts in. I've got one there screwed together just to make sure it's aligned, and everything's going according to plan so far. A couple of my batteries weighting down the plane just to make sure it's nice and square on the jig. A couple more batteries there. Now here's the test. Obviously everyone's telling me to make sure it is square, and so if I put my square, sorry, down there, I'm doing this with one hand. So there's my square, and there it is, all the way down the wing tube. And then also, sorry about that. Let's see this side here as well. Yes, nice and square down the tube. So that's the main thing, that it's nice and square. So really good build. The laser kit is very well made. A lot of it fits together without gluing quite easily. I've only had to trim a little bit of the parts just so it's nice and snug. But apart from that, everything's going together well. I'm just starting to work on the back end, the elevators and the rudder. So I'm just starting that. There are no plans to this kit, so I'm having to basically refer to the website and pictures for the build, which was a little challenging because I've never made a scratch build laser kit before. So all the parts, I just have to figure out what goes where, but a little bit of time, bit of patience, which I don't have much of, but it's been going together well. So I've got clamps, clips, coat hangers, some different glues, some pins, and then we're setting up to do the rudder and the other bits and pieces. Okay, so this is part 1 of the build video. We've gotten quite a lot done in part 1. I didn't plan on doing so much, but in part 2 we'll attack the rest of the rudder, elevator and canopy and start to see how far we can get with this thing. Okay, thanks for joining Wigan RC. Subscribe to the channel. Listen, only 95% of you, sorry, 95% of you are not subscribed. Only 5% are subscribed to the channel. So please subscribe, support the channel, and please give me a like, drop me a comment, tell me your thoughts. If you can see anything I'm doing wrong, I'll be happy to hear what your build experience is. So yeah, get ready for part 2.